Hi, and thank you so much for serving on this Sunday, May 14th, 2023. I'm going to give you a very quick walkthrough of this week's lesson. Starting this month, I'm no longer walking through the entire lesson. If you want to know, you can pause the video on the front and the back page of the lesson plan. But because we keep the same format each week, I'm only going to go over the Bible story lesson and the follow-up activity. The one update that I do need to do is that we are no longer going to be doing Bible prizes at the end of class. We're going to be doing them much earlier. So when the students when we do our gospel story Bible lesson, they open up their Bibles to find where it's located in their Bible. So at that point is when you're going to want to see who has their own Bibles with them from home and give them a prize. We do have Rice Krispie treats downstairs for those kids, and then upstairs we have water bottle stickers as well as Starburst if they would prefer not to choose a sticker. All right, so moving right along, this week if you want to take a quick look at the lesson, I'm going to show you both sides and you can just pause it and read through it. So this week we are going to be doing story 151, which is Born Again, on pages 302 through 303. So this is where it's located in the Gospel Story Bible, and it is all about Peter this week. So you can read through the story with the kids, and after you read it out loud, you're going to read where it's located at in 1 Peter. So we're not going to read that entire section. What you're going to read is 1 Peter 1, 3 through 9. As always, K through 2, you're going to have to spend a lot more time on this part, guiding the kids and locating where 1 Peter 1, verse 3 is. And then you read it to them. If you're in 3rd through 5th, they will be able to locate that more easily. Some kids might need some help, but in general, they should be able to find that independently. And then they can read it with a partner or on their own before then reading it out loud. And then we have the follow-up questions right after that story. So following that, we have different crafts for downstairs and upstairs this week. So if you are downstairs, you are making a lion craft. I'm going to show that to you now. So your lion craft is going to come out looking like this, coming from the 1 Peter 1 verses that you're looking at. But this is the direction sheet here that you can look through with the kids. This is what it's going to look at the end. And then these are the materials that they're going to receive. They're just going to get one sheet, one yellow circle, and then they're going to glue that yellow circle down and decorate it. If they have extra time and they're looking for something to do, have them flip the sheet over and write this month's memory verse on the back so they can have some extra practice with that. If you are upstairs in 3rd through 5th, you have an object lesson this week, which is about tried faith, so faith that is tested. So you are going to have a raw egg, a hard-boiled egg, a bowl, and a wire whisk. I only have one wire whisk, so if you are serving this week and you would like to bring a wire whisk with you, please feel free to bring an extra one. Otherwise, we will just share this one that we have. So this is where it is scripted. You can choose to follow the script, or you just kind of like say what you feel comfortable with if you want to look through this ahead of time. So we're going to show two different eggs. We have a hard-boiled egg and a egg that is not hard-boiled. So we're like an egg. The shell is our faith in God. If our faith is growing weak, the world can pressure us and we can crack and crumble. So you're going to take the raw egg. So our faith is weak. It has not been tested. And you're going to show them how it can break. So you're just going to drop it into the bowl and it will crack open in the bowl. And let one student do that. The world can then get mixed up with us, and it is very difficult to get back our faith. So leave the shell in there. You want to keep the shell in there, and the student's going to take that whisk and they're going to mix it up with the egg and the shell in there. When we get mixed up in the world, it is difficult to put the egg and shell, our life and faith, back together. On the other hand, we could be like a hard-boiled egg that has been tested and tried by God and made stronger. So that's our leftover Easter egg, hard-boiled egg. When God puts us through trials, we become stronger. When we heat up and cook an egg, the insides become stronger and more solid. If the world tries to crack our faith, we are strong enough to endure the pressure and not get mixed up by the world. So you have the student take the hard-boiled egg, drop it. It will still crack, but it's not going to get mixed up together because it's been tried and tested faith. And that is it. That's all you're going to be doing. If there is extra time upstairs, have them get out their journals and maybe write about a time that they feel like their faith was tested, or someone that they know had their faith tested, and kind of what they saw about that. And then also What are some ways that God tests our faith? Make a list. Why does God test our faith? How does God want us to respond when our faith is tested? And then you're just going to wait for your text to come downstairs. And at that point, it's time for dismissal. The only things that I have not in here yet, or that I have not talked about yet, is this week's song is Shout Hosanna. So we're going to go into my YouTube account. So when you go into YouTube, you're going to click Lindsay, and you're going to open the playlist for the Oaks and find Shout Hosanna. And then at the end, I will have a video about Peter saved. And so they can watch the video at the worship area during dismissal time. So we're no longer doing Bible prizes at the end in hopes that it will be less chaotic. They will have already received their Bible prizes, and they can sit there quietly and watch the video about Peter as they are being dismissed. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for serving this week. I am back here with you this week teaching. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out ahead of time, or you can always ask me in person on Sunday. We will see you, and happy early Mother's Day. We'll see you on Sunday.